There is nowhere to not be backlit. I am here for a cutout. It's in one of these steel buildings, I don't know which one, and can't get a hold of the owner now. So I'm just getting everything ready, getting the tools ready that I'll need. It's too far away from power to use the BVAC, but I am still going to use the BVAC box just because it's easy to contain the bees in. So I can frame up any comb, pop it in there. Hopefully I can catch the queen and put it in there, because otherwise it's going to be really difficult to get them out without the BVAC. So let's see how this one goes. Hopefully this one's a whole lot easier than the next one I have scheduled. Well, that looks like the right spot right there. Just gonna this side. I don't see anything there. Ah. It's a really stormy day. They're not happy, so I'm gonna pop my bee suit on because they're already bumping into me and I haven't even pulled a single bit of anything off. I am sweating buckets. I don't even have my suit on yet. So this will be fun. I'm gonna start by getting some smoke going here. I just switched to using egg cartons. Just gonna get it started. Pop a bit more in there. There we go. Close that up. That should do the trick. Okay, so I'm still going to use my BVAC box, but I'm just going to put the bees into empty frames in it. Just because it's the easiest thing for me to keep the bees contained in during transport. Because that's basically what I had designed it for. So this person had reached out to another beekeeper, and most beekeepers just don't do removals out of buildings. Some of it is tools, some of it's confidence, some of it's knowledge, some of it's just the liability of you're cutting into somebody's building. So fortunately, the owner on this one said he's basically pulling all the siding off of this and turning it into a storage building anyways. So he doesn't care too much about what I do. Today I might be wishing I had less tight gloves. Can you see the smoke coming through? Let's see. Ooh. There's a lot of sound on this side of the wood. Part of me wants to grab my thermal camera and do a check to see what I'm getting into, but the rest of me has already seen the weather forecast and knows that I'm just going to get in here anyways. I can feel the vibrations on this wood. Whew. Found some bees. One thing I don't like about this setup is that when I look up, it comes against my face, and I don't really want to get stung. So I might put a bar in the top or something at some point. All sorts of propolis in there. Ooh-wee. I'm going to show you what I'm seeing here. So I can see. It goes a fair ways down. I'm probably going to remove this whole top piece, at least this piece here, possibly that piece. Okay, let's see what we got here. I'm peeling it off. Wow, this is an old colony. I'm gonna get some more smoke going. I do not want it going out on this. So it's attached to, wow, that's a lot of brood. This is a chaos. I'm not sure how much of this I'm actually going to be able to frame up. Let's see, I'm going to put my knife down, remove a couple more nails. There we go. I'm keeping my screen off. I got really low battery, so I've been going at it for a little while now, and this is what we've got going on. It looks like it goes up a fair bit higher. So this is all honey that is not really stuff that I can. Okay, we're back. As you can see, there are still a lot of bees here. I bought a generator this morning so I can use the bee vac. So I'm going to start by vacuuming a bunch of. How much further does that go? So there is a top plate right here, which means that this hive hopefully stops right there. I don't see any bees coming out above there. They do go into this area though. So up there I just found there's a bunch of ants chewing away at the old building, which makes sense. And the bees are fighting them off and corralling them to keep them out of their hive. I'm going to keep on pulling this apart. So I found a bunch of brood down here, but not as much as I'd expect for a colony of this size. So I'm expecting that behind here there's going to be a whole lot of brood. Possibly up there. I don't know if they're just hiding there or if they're actually building or have built back there. So there's some brood here, but they're a little bit here, but they're filling in a lot of the, it looks like as they're hatching out, they're filling it in with honey. So they're definitely honey bound. I'm just looking for the queen every time I take these off here. I'm going to get the honey out of the way up here, I think. I'm still not seeing much brood. So I'm going to bring this back down one layer. I think right there. I might be able to frame up some of this honey, not from here, over. Well, so I'll pull this out of the way first. It's all stuff I'm going to have to crush up and feed back to the bees. Let's go another layer deeper here. So here's, you can see the honey dripping off. This is what we're seeing here. I can't actually see the camera because I've got a glare on my visor. So these are a mixture of male and female bees. There's a lot of male bees in this colony. They're just trying to clean up the honey, but you can see how thick this is. Gonna get the vacuum going again here. Check my fuel situation, but I'm going to do it away from these bees. I am dry. I'm going to go grab some fuel. and I'll be right back. Let's set this up for a silly time lapse. Okay, now that I've walked past the camera, I can come back. Fun trick with gas cans. If you store it with this out, you can still use the little plug thing, but this doesn't get covered in gas. So you don't get it all over your fingers. Go. So the plan now, I think, I'm going to see if I can you see the bees flying around? A lot less than there were before. So I think the plan now is to cut out the rest of this stuff here. I'm going to vacuum the bees off of it as I cut them out, and then I'm going to pull back this piece of metal and see what's going on over there. So I've got this pretty well cleared out. They are starting into the next cavity, and I think the queen is still in there with them, but my bee vac is full, and my ability to store honey is nearing full. So I'm just going to clean out the rest of this cavity, and then I'll have to come back. There are just way too many bees to be able to get the rest of them out on this visit, and all my gloves are just saturated in honey. So I can't safely handle the bees anymore without risking hurting them. So I'm just going to clean this up and go. I'm also dehydrated. My muscles are cramping up. I mean, you can probably tell I'm sweating, and this is when I'm not really working. managed not to get stung so far today. I'd like to finish the day without getting stung. So, I just have a one layer. I'm gonna adjust it so I don't need this anymore. The next layer is attached with buckles. So, top part comes off. Oh my. Yep. That's why I had no suction. Come here and take a peek. It's just chocker-block. Oh, you can see the light as they wiggle. So they are, it's not full, but they are maybe 3-4 inches thick in there. I just unleashed a mess. There should not be this many bees in town. I just combined the bees from the vac that I took out on day 2 of the removal with the bees that I took out on day 1, and they're bugging me out here. I'm 25 feet away and they're bugging me here. There's also obviously a wasp nest around. But let's show you a little bit of what this looks like. I'm inside right now because I didn't have my bee suit on and they were bugging me, but you can see them all. Okay, I am at home now. I'm editing the video, but I didn't really do much of an outro, so I'm just going to give you an update on what happened since then. I am waiting for the owner's just going to take a peek. We're going to see if the bees have absconded, if they've just decided to leave because I removed so much of their nest, which oftentimes happens, and it's enough of a drive that I'd rather not drive up there for nothing. But I'll likely be heading back up there to get the last of them out, and I might put a one-way door essentially on the opening into that area above the door, just to try and keep them out of there. And then I brought the bees home, combined them. They calmed down shortly after that, so that was all fine. It just was a lot of bees flying all over the place. You couldn't see it in the video, but it was a fairly thick storm of bees, 15-20 feet high and close to a 20-foot diameter. Most of them were in a 10-foot diameter. So yeah, I'm just looking at my screen here. I combined all the bees together, and then I put a feeder on top. I've been crushing and straining most of that honey and putting it back in there. I am able to frame up some of the honey, and I'm going to frame that up today and put it into their hive, so that way they don't have to build new comb for it. And that's it.